You can say what you want, but you won't around me. Black sheep among misfits, a misfit in the trailer park at night, a misprint with the sixth sense. Been sick ever since my brother died of an OD. My 2 cents never made sense, either to me or anyone else inside of the sheep fence. My 9 Smith on my right side. Why you staring at your cocked-eyed signing my John Hancock on the dotted line? Tell me what's the bottom line? The bottom line is I'm not right. I'm not left, but this elephant won't fight. There's nothing left but the spotlight. Hold my beer, you can find me in the moonlight. You can say what you want. You can say what you want, but you won't around me. You can say what you want. You can say what you... I'm wits in the deep end, and I can't find my assigned seat to sit in. My theology don't fit in. Black sheep of the Reformation sheep pen. To the Reformed, I'm just another Baptist, baptized again, the bastard child of Anabaptist. Poster child of Reformation Society. We don't need your education. Give me a Bible and a bookshelf of dead men, cigars, bourbons, and beer cans. Bow ties, tattoos, and bearded men, making Reformation great again. You can say what you want. You can say what you want, but you won't around me. You can say what you want. You can say what you want, but you won't around me. No, you won't around me. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Open Air Theology Show. My name is Jeff, and I am one of the hosts. I am also one of the pastors of Covenant Reformed Baptist Church in Tullahoma, Tennessee. If you're ever in the area, we would love to have you to come by. And I'm going to pass it over to, let me see, eeny, meeny, miny. Let's go with Mo. Haps, introduce yourself.
What's up? This is Haps Addison. With Covenant Reformed Baptist Church and coming live from Tennessee. And I'm also the host of Open Air Theology and R&B Studios. And I'm so glad I'm here tonight. We're having a blast.
You got to pass it, man.
I'm sorry, man.
I don't know if you're doing a mic drop or not.
Pass.
Well, I'm Pastor Braden. I do not live in Tennessee, unfortunately. I live in southern Idaho, in Hagerman. Pastor a church called Valley Baptist Church. If you live in the area, it'd be a blessing for you to come join us. We meet weekly on Sundays, as well as Bible studies throughout the week. But Sundays at 11 o'clock, so come join us for fellowship and worship to our triune God. And also super thankful to be here with the brothers here on Open Air Theology today. So smoking a delicious pipe as well.
Yeah, who made that pipe?
Who made this pipe? Somebody way too creative did. Donner's Oak Company. Maybe it's me.
Donner's Oak Company.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's really cool. So we haven't done a podcast in a while. Man, we've been really busy. So we're going to try to do something. Well, we're doing something tonight, just something fun. And we're hoping to try to get back regularly. But who knows, right? So let's just see how things go. So I forgot. What's the topic of tonight's podcast? What are you talking about?
It's is Jeffrey Rice related to Bigfoot?
Well, you saw that picture, right?
I could see it.
Yeah, so we're talking about Bigfoot, right? And how I think that every Christian should be a Bigfoot enthusiast. Now, that's what I think. And I'm going to give my reasons here in a minute. But as far as I know, Braden is the one that's weird in this discussion, right?
He's a non-believer.
He's a
Yeah.
non-believer. He's a
Just say it.
non-enthusiast. And
Look, I grew up with a lot of fairy tales, being LDS, and I can just smell it when it comes to this. And you're not going to fool me. I'm sorry, you're just not going to fool me on this.
so
He's gun
fool me
shy. He's
once,
gun shy.
fool me once, shame on you. Fool me
Yeah,
twice, shame on me. Is that what you're
shame
saying?
on me. That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly right.
So, Haps, are you a believer? Are you an enthusiast?
I'm a believer.
All right. Now, Braden, since you are the unbeliever tonight, we're going to have you to say, why is it, with all the evidence, that you don't believe that there is a Bigfoot?
Who do you want to start on this?
I'm pointing at.
Yeah, you.
Hold on.
You're pointing at me right now?
Yeah.
All right, I'm just gonna come out and I'm shooting from the hip on all this. Like, I don't have a strong opinion, to be honest with you.
Yeah, you
So,
do.
I will say I do lean on saying that it's a bunch of baloney, and the reason I think it's baloney is that if Bigfoot does exist. So let me put a big caveat: if he does exist, I don't think he's just like a normal creation of God, but I think that he is a demonic power that people call upon when they're in the woods, and they see that in those ways, and it takes their vision or their intention away from God. And so that's where I would lean to, and I have some reasons on why I would think that.
Now, you done made it weirder. Okay?
Yeah, you just took it out there. You know, you
I
got
did.
all
It's the same
Indian
thing with like
folklore.
aliens. Like aliens. If somebody sees an alien, I'm thinking it's demonic powers that they're witnessing.
They're
of some
real.
kind.
So you think it's like a
Gosh.
Joseph Smith character in the
Yeah.
woods asking
So-
for a sign?
Let me give you an
Satan's-
example.
That's what happened.
So I know a person, and I don't know him like physically or anything like that, but I know an individual who has a certain book who records an encounter that they had with Bigfoot. And this book is called The Miracle of Forgiveness by Spencer Kimball, a high up person in the LDS faith from a long, long time ago. And it's reported that on this horseback ride, he runs into Bigfoot, and Bigfoot tells him that he's a descendant of Cain, all this kind of stuff, right? And so my mind immediately thinks is, one, they use that to justify their Mormon doctrine. So if that individual truly saw Bigfoot, it's being used as a way to justify their Mormon doctrine. So therefore it's against Christ. Therefore it's demonic in origin. Second of all, if it was a true Bigfoot, if it was a true Bigfoot, he wouldn't know anything about the Mormon doctrine to have gone into depth, because Mormon doctrine is a bunch of baloney. It's made up. It's false. Not really biblical at all. So those are two super solid reasons.
No,
In fact,
it's not. No, it's
yeah,
not. Let me ask you this.
It's more
But-
evidence than you have
listen,
for Bigfoot.
But listen,
so.
you are a believer in God Almighty, correct?
Yes. Yep.
All
Amen.
right, but Joseph Smith also claimed to have seen Jesus Christ and God. All right. So does that make
doing
God
very
baloney?
okay? So let's think about that. So all the Mormon claim comes from a man who went out to the wood and was calling to an entity out in the woods. What do you
Right.
see with Bigfoot? I think that Joseph Smith had a demonic encounter, potentially had a demonic, or he just made it up, one of the two. So I'm saying either Bigfoot is a demonic entity or it's completely made up. Just it's consistent. You got to give me that.
No.
So let me get this straight. So I just
because go ahead.
Let me just get this straight. So my brain just started hurting. Are you saying that Bigfoot's a Mormon?
I'm saying that it's demonic. Just
no. He's in like Mormon literature.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
He is.
Yes. Yeah. I've discovered that as well.
Well,
I mean,
how do you guys feel being a part of? Whoa! How do you guys feel being?
That's
a part
God
of
right there, shaking you up, telling you that don't be putting it on him. But listen, just because someone that's an idiot goes into the woods and makes up stuff, right, doesn't mean that it didn't that the thing that he is speaking about isn't true.
I agree with that 1,000%. However, then I would lean upon all the evidence about how we have never captured a Bigfoot, that it can be easily faked. Like all those kind of things is then what I would lean into.
Okay. Now
Well, how
tell
do you
me
know
how
we
it
have?
can easily
Yeah.
be faked.
Somebody making noises out in the woods.
Okay. The same consistent noises every time.
Yeah.
We're talking a certain kind of noise that they make with their mouth.
Yep.
Wood knocking and rocks, like big rocks being thrown. Now listen, they're throwing rocks the same way I can throw a football, or Peyton Manning can throw a football.
Yep.
All right.
There's some
If
strong
I was
humans
to
out
grab, no, come on now. If I was to grab a rock that size, right, and throw it, I'm gonna stretch here. Let's say I can throw one 20 feet. All right.
Okay.
I'd probably only get about 10, maybe 5-10 feet. But let's say I can throw one 20 feet. We're talking about rocks being thrown half a football field.
Mm.
Yeah, but I let me push back on that. But no one's ever recorded somebody, a Bigfoot or a Yeti or a Sasquatch or whatever they're called, thrown a rock a football field away.
No. From in the woods, rocks are flying out and hitting cabins, and it's the same story from everyone. That I mean, it's okay. No, I'm trying not to go too deep into my argument. I'm trying not to go too deep into my argument real quick.
I let your fuse halfway
through.
Yeah,
you're showing restraint. That's awesome.
Yeah, Julie mentions that I'm showing serious restraint, and I am. Trust me, I am. My heart's beating over here. I want to jump through here and smack Braden like that, and just smack the Bigfoot into him.
You got to understand. Jeff would dress up as Bigfoot as a child. Halloween.
Why does he have to be a child to do it? He would totally do that today.
Oh. Yeah. So tell me, how is it that someone could fake it?
Okay, first of all, I have seen all the Bigfoot series on the History Channel or whatever channel that they do that on when it's Bigfoot hunters, right? And so I already know that they teach on there.
You've seen them all.
So I pretty much, right? You've seen one, you've seen them all. You've seen the big dude that walks around. I can't remember his name.
Right, you're only 26 years old. You haven't seen all of them.
Hey, I'm 27.
The
Bigfoot, yes, I have.
Seen
They came out when I was like 19. I've seen a lot. Okay.
Okay.
I'm trying to say this. I've seen a lot. And the people on there describe how there's different vocal picks, like different vocalizations that the Bigfoots do to talk about the different things that they're trying to do. So I take that, and then I take what they just showed me on the line that they're saying Bigfoots do. I can go out into the woods, and if I hear somebody hollering and hooting, I can give them one right back, right? Or I can join their party and I can holler and hoot right next to them to get them thinking that it is. Or I can have my cabin and I know I can get recognition. So I go out and grab a big boulder. I put it in front of the house. I throw other rock at it, break the side of the house the way that it looks like that rock would be, clean it up, and then say, look, it was a football field, right? I just don't see, like, there's too.
How do you explain the footprints?
The footprints, like, people come out and said that they fake those all the time.
Yeah, no. I know that people have faked them.
Yeah,
but they haven't really faked them. Like,
you're not
tried to fake them.
Look,
explain to me, how is it that someone? Because here's the thing. Here's the thing. So if I was to take a piece of plywood and cut, take my router and cut it to where it's the size of a Bigfoot, right? And I was to tack my shoes onto it and go out into the woods. First of all, I don't weigh enough to make a prominent imprint into the ground, right?
Okay.
Second, whenever I take my steps are not 4 foot to 6 foot away from each other. All right. Third, each step that's being taken doesn't match the previous step, because whenever you step on, like if you're barefoot and you step on the ground, let's say you step between a rock, and that rock can make your toe move out, right? The mud can spread your toes out. That's what's being shown, that with each step, the toe can be positioned a little different. It has that kind of step, instead of it being like this, like you can see there's a groove where the heel will be planted first. All right. That's detailed in the pattern that they're finding in the ground, whether it's in mud, whether it's in snow or whatever. There's no way that you can take a piece of plywood and cause the toes to spread through the mud or through a rock.
as a leather worker yourself, don't you think somebody could become creative enough to be able to figure out a way to
No, I
put
don't.
leather on the bottom of on plywood and
I
make it
don't.
start doing the same actions that
I,
our feet?
I don't. I don't.
You know,
I think it's possible. I think it's possible.
I
It's
just
not
can't.
possible.
I just can't get over Bigfoot's a Mormon, dude. That blows me away.
No,
I knew
he
it.
is.
I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. I
Look,
knew he was a Mormon, dude. For
Man,
some reason,
there's
I knew it.
probably some encounter that in the Quran, and the Bigfoot was recorded in that,
No.
just like in the Book of Mormon.
Well, you know
The
what's
It's all
Mormons
demonic.
heard the Mormons heard about Bigfoot through the Indians.
So,
All the Indian tribes spoke about Bigfoot. They had different names for them and stuff like that. But there's witnesses
China-
of Bigfoot all over the world, and they're all
Yeah.
saying the same things, same noises, same when I haven't practiced my Bigfoot call, right? So I'm not going to attempt to do it right now for you.
Yeah, you are.
I know you are.
Yeah, you are.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Jeff, you
No,
know
you
you
just
are.
said it.
No,
We
You
all
just mentioned
know
it.
you
have
are.
to do it.
No,
We
no,
can't.
trust
We
me, I'm
cannot
not.
proceed until you do it.
No,
We
trust me,
cannot
I'm not.
proceed.
I'm not. I'm
Look,
not.
I'm saying I think that those encounters could be demonic. I'm saying that there's a possibility that those things absolutely could be demonic, but I do not think it's a creature that we can go out and catch that's like something recorded in the Bible. I think it's demonic in nature.
Well, I'm
Just
not
like
saying it's recorded in the Bible. I do
Okay,
think
fair
that. All right. So, but I do think
do.
there's a creature, and
Yeah.
it could be something from the Bible.
Mm.
All right. Now we'll get to that later.
People are calling you out. They want to hear the Bigfoot call.
No, I'm not doing the Bigfoot.
You
call.
got to do it.
He's got the
But
Bigfoot call.
also the wood knocks, like everything. So like you got someone in California that has an experience, and someone in Florida has the same experience. Oh, look at him. He's running off.
Aw.
Just run away, Lou.
What? We don't understand you.
Hold on. Someone's got a long message here. Let's see
I'm
what
going
it
to
says.
disappear like Bigfoot right here. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Here
How's
we
the
go.
audio? It's without a headset, so.
Yeah, the audio sounds fine.
Yeah. You want to read it, Jeff?
Go ahead.
Alicio Trejo. I hope I said that right. You say, I lived in Oklahoma for a couple of years. My best friend and I came back to where we lived and saw a creature, large and dark, cross the road. We stopped in our tracks. We could hear softly breaking branches all around us.
Mm-hmm.
And the stench that arose was not any wet dog we've ever smelled. The dogs came out and sat at our doors, preventing us from opening them until we stopped hearing anything.
I believe
Jeff?
you, yo. I believe you, yo.
I'm just gonna
man.
I'm just gonna ask a question. Were you guys sober? You know, then we gotta ask that.
Hey,
you Mormon when
Haps,
that stuff.
hold on, Haps, dude, you are flip flopping.
No,
Haps,
I'm not flip flopping.
no, you're flip flopping.
No, you gotta ask.
Pick a side. Pick a side.
I believe.
Look, man,
But I believe drugs are real too.
I'm going to give you an ode parable. It's a street parable. You can pick your friends and you can pick your nose, but you cannot wipe your friends on your sleeves. I thought we were down. Like
we are down.
You're wiping me on your sleeve, bro.
Are you kidding me? I believe in Bigfoot, and Bigfoot believes in me. All right. He believes in me too. I think he's the world champion at hide and go seek, you know?
All right,
but no. All serious aside, you know, you do hear the same stories over and over again.
And that's what I want to get to.
Hold on. This is before you have written accounts that from China all the way to Florida.
All over the world.
All over it, up in Canada. He gets around, or he's got a very large family. Maybe he knows how to swim.
There's a bunch of them.
And this is why I think it's demonic, because if it was an actual animal, you cannot tell me for a moment that with all the infrared and all the things that the military has, that we don't have a specimen.
Dude, have you ever went hunting for a wolf? Have you ever went hunting for a wolf?
Yeah.
All right. Here's the thing. There's an old saying that when you go hunting for wolves, the wolf is hunting for you.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
The deer. Just think about the deer population in the world.
Yeah.
There is so much deer that we are allowed to hunt and kill them. But if you but think about the woods can be full of deer, and the deer hunter goes into the woods to hunt for the deer, and he might see one or two. Sometimes they don't see any, but the woods that he's in is filled with deer. That's because the deer, for the most part, knows that the hunter is there. But just because you don't see them doesn't mean they're not there.
But to push back on that, though, how many deer species have we not been able to find in the woods today? We find them because we have.
There is a video taken in 1968, I believe it was, of Maddie, a female Bigfoot.
Is that the one that's from Roger Patterson or whatever the guy's name is?
Yeah, the Roger Patterson.
Yeah, dude, that guy came out and said that he faked it.
Bull crap. He did. I've watched 30 hours of that thing.
He did too.
You are full of it.
Faked it.
You are full of it.
Go watch. He has on a lie detector, and he says so. I'll send you the video.
No, send me the video. Send me the video because I'm about to pay $130 for a photo of it. Okay. Send me
so everybody is saying,
buy that photo. You're getting scammed.
No,
everybody is saying on here that I'm flippity flip flop.
You are. You're a flip flopper.
You're a flip flopper. But I just want to point out, Elisa Trejo said yes, we smoked afterwards. Are you serious? Afterwards? Maybe it was before. So, no.
No one's listening to you, man.
Listen. If I told you there was a group of men and women that were going out in the woods doing weird seances, calls, trying to get somebody to call back to them, you would say that's witchcraft. And I'm saying it is, and that's what's happening with Bigfoot.
Well, I'm not saying people aren't going out there and doing weird things. When it comes to the Patterson thing, there's been experts on costumes of that day saying there's no way that there can make a costume look like that.
Roger Patterson's friend came out and said he was the one wearing the costume.
No,
and he walks
I heard. No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't.
He does.
No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't.
I love it.
Okay, now here's the thing. Do you believe in the evidence of 2 or 3 witnesses? Okay. Now, our court system will prosecute someone on the evidence of 2 or 3 witnesses. Now, if you were talking to an atheist and they're asking not proof of God, but proof of Jesus Christ, what evidence would you give them?
I don't know. You tell me.
No, tell me. What evidence would you give them that Jesus of Nazareth was a real man?
That there were eyewitnesses that recorded it.
Eyewitnesses. Hold on. Oh, he said eyewitnesses.
Look, you cannot compare the resurrection of Jesus Christ to Bigfoot.
No. I'm just saying the evidence of 2 or 3 witnesses. That's what I'm trying to say. The evidence of 2 or 3 witnesses. If someone was being charged for murder and they had as many witnesses as there is of Bigfoot, they would throw that man in a slammer. No doubt. And yet you got people all over the world with the same exact testimony. And you're refusing to listen to the testimony.
I'm not throwing out every witness. What I'm saying is that people do crazy things. Like people say that they see Jesus today, right? And we throw those things out because we're like, that's a bunch of baloney because the Bible tells me so. Right. What I'm saying is that there's some that could be legit, but it happens to be demonic instead of
as long as one is legit. Right.
But so look at this. Look at Braden.
Yeah.
We can't be questioning the Native Americans after everything we've done to them. Now we're going to call them liars. They
stole their land and now they're liars.
Stole their land and now they're liars. And you there's not enough casinos that you can give them.
Calling them out.
I believe them. I believe them.
Some of the Native Americans even have a tell that says this. It says, "Do not kill the big hairy man, or within 7 years you will die."
Okay. So, so Native Americans also have some crazy things about gods and creation and all this kind of stuff. Should we believe everything that they said though on that stuff?
Dude, did you not listen to what I said 15 minutes ago?
They gave us corn.
Look, all I'm saying is Bigfoot is a Mormon if he exists, and if he doesn't,
you are full of crap.
It fits within Mormon theology not to exist. So
don't ever tell me you hold to the evidence of 2 or 3 witnesses.
Ooh, and see, this is how denominations are made right here. This is how it all happened right here.
Are you a Bigfoot Baptist?
Okay.
A Bigfoot Baptist, you hear?
A Bigfoot Baptist. earlier, I don't remember if it was on the show, if it was before the show, but aliens were brought up. Right now, I'm not saying that I believe that there's a planet and the aliens are traveling into
2 or 3 witnesses
into Earth. Hold on, listen. But I do believe that these people are seeing something. You see what I'm saying? I would not say, I would not throw away their testimony. I believe they're seeing something. All right. There's too many witnesses of this for me to say they're not seeing nothing. They're crazy. They're smoking peyote. Right. All right. They're seeing something. Now, what it is, I don't know. All right. So I believe that these people who are spitting out, we've seen aliens. I'm not saying, yes, they're aliens, but I don't think they're from another planet. Maybe it's some kind of dimension. I don't know. I'm not getting into that conversation right now, but they're seeing something. Something's going on. All right. It could be people dressed up in alien costumes, right? I don't know, but they're seeing something. Point is, you have thousands of people with testimonies that they saw, heard, or something dealing with Bigfoot, and you're just not listening to it. It's demonic. Like it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. 2 or 3 witnesses. On the evidence of 2 or 3 witnesses, something big and hairy that's ape-like and man-like is living in the woods that's making weird noises with their mouth, and they're taking tree branches and hitting other trees with it, and they're throwing big rocks that we can't pick up. Which
could still be demonic. That could still be demonic.
Well, you know what? Maybe let's get I see Greg Morning Jr.'s on here. I think he's not a dispensationalist, right? No. He's
yeah, well,
he's pretty well.
He's borderline dispensationalist.
Yeah, he's a dispensationalist. So we still love him and everything, but
anyone that's premillennial is borderline.
Look at this.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. That's not.
I think he can agree with me on this. I think it's a Nephilim.
Yeah. See, like if you was to ask me, does the Bible say anything about them? I would say they're probably Nephilim, right? They're giants. They were in the world even after the flood, right? So
yep.
I think personally, they're Nephilim, but I wouldn't die on that hill.
But that brings up a lot of
I would die on the hill of what I'm arguing right now, and that is on the evidence of 2 or 3 witnesses. I am unwilling to disregard it because thousands of people have the same exact testimony. And because they have the same exact testimony, I'm stuttering a little bit. Yeah. I believe there's something that's very large, in between 7 to 9 feet tall, hairy. I'm not saying they're half man or half monkey. That's not what I'm saying. But they're ape-like and human-like because they stand up on their feet like they're walking on 2 legs. So by that, human-like.
So from what I'm tracking, this is where I'm coming with this. So like the Nephilim, if depending on how
I'm
you
not dying on that hill.
No, I know.
Yeah.
But let me just understand this a little bit better. So Nephilim, in the interpretation that they are the offsprings of fallen angels.
No. Where do you get that at?
This is a popular theory for what Nephilim is. That's what I'm saying.
I know, but that's not what the Bible says.
I know,
but I'm trying to clarify what you're saying. That might be what it comes from. I don't know if that's where you're coming from.
Okay, I prepared for this. I listened to Chuck Missler all day today about the Nephilim. So I've been studying all day long.
Look, if you got it from Chuck Missler, he's got the Nephilim wrong, brother.
No, Haps is correct on this. Let's hear what he has to say.
Bring it out, Haps.
Okay. I got a question. All right. So if you found a baby Bigfoot, a baby Sasquatch, all right?
Sasquatch?
Whatever,
Sasquatch.
Whatever. If you found a baby Bigfoot, would you raise him as your own? Would you
I
would,
wash him up, put a collar on him?
No.
Maybe
you're letting a demon into your house, Jeff.
It's not a demon.
Yeah, maybe he's some type of big old monkey. You know, it's a really smart monkey that knows how to play hide and seek really good. You never know. But no, I'm just saying, you know, like you have so many people out there that that think that fall into this camp of, you know, it's a Nephilim. Like you have all these sightings. I mean, like tons and tons of sightings of giants all over the world, and some of them had hair, some of them had red hair, some of them had 6 fingers, and we find evidence of their skeletal remains. That's a fact that can't be denied or whatever. Now, these Bigfoot, whatever, are in these jungles and stuff like that. I think that we haven't found their remains or their bones, just like we haven't found a lot of remains of animals after they've been devoured and eaten, and you know, but the evidence is very, very clear in most of the continents here in the United States, I mean, in the world, have some form of a giant with hair on them, you know, like either red hair or, you know, and I
That's just
believe
a
Chuck
demonic
Missler.
soul.
I believe
that doesn't
Chuck
have a
Missler.
soul. That's
What?
just a demonic entity that doesn't have a soul. A redheaded Bigfoot.
All right,
Yeah,
let me
or
answer
it could be a
Jacob.
primate. It could
Let
be
me
a
answer
primate.
Jacob real
That's
quick.
like-
Jacob, I mean, I lost it. Where did it say it at? It says,
Yes, like the special forces
yeah,
story.
yeah. So,
Yes.
so he asked me a question. He says, "Do you believe the Mormon testimony of the burning in the bosom?" I believe they have a burning in the bosom. I believe they could have eaten beans that night, and it's gas. So I'm not denying that they feel something, but I am telling you that it's not the God of Scripture.
It's not the Holy Spirit.
It's not the Holy Spirit.
Uh-uh.
So I would not deny the fact that they had a burning in the bosom, whatever that means.
Okay.
I mean, I can watch a movie or like my, you know, I can watch a commercial and which, you know, and feel something emotional take place, right? Or a movie and feel something emotional take place. So that's all it is. But yeah, but I don't think it's anything like that. So I do believe the testimony that they felt something. I'm just saying it's not the right something. All right, now, so what I believe concerning Nephilim. So let's just read it real quick. Genesis chapter 6, it says, "Now it happened that when man began to multiply on the land, and daughters were born to them." Now, Hunter, before I read this, I want to go ahead and point out what, you know, the interpretation of Augustine and the City of Lights. I mean, is that what it's called? City of something. I do not take the Reformed position. I think I think that position is absolutely garbage. So let me go ahead and put that out there. The sons of God, which I believe are angels, saw the daughters of man were good in appearance, and they took, so this is the angels, took the daughters of man, wives for themselves, whomever they chose. Then Yahweh said, "My spirit shall not strive with man forever, because he indeed is flesh. Nevertheless, his days shall be 120 years." Right here. The Nephilim were on the earth in those days. So right now we have the sons of God, which were angels, and the daughters of man, and Nephilim. The Nephilim were on the earth in those days, and also afterwards, when the sons of God came into the daughters of man and bore children to them. Those who the antecedents to those are the children to them were the mighty men who were of old, men of renown. So it introduced something else. So you have the sons of God, daughters of man, Nephilim, and the sons of renown. So the Nephilim is not the sons of renown. So my argument is that they're not the offspring of they're not half angel and half human. So that would be like if you were to go into the alien argument, I would say that, you know, maybe that could be what they're seeing would be the sons of renown.
So what you're saying, like, let me track this, because I do have a legitimate question about this.
All right.
Is that the Nephilim are not those ones, the offspring of them,
right?
But there's something completely different that existed
completely
prior.
Different prior and after.
Why is it that they still existed after the flood and everything was
The
created?
Bible doesn't say.
It does say that they existed after.
Yes, they were on the earth then and afterwards.
So why did they exist after, though?
I don't know. It doesn't say. But I can tell you they didn't die in the flood because it says
Chuck Missler does. Just
See, what
saying.
I'm saying
says
is if they were,
it says and afterwards. It says and afterwards.
The two prominent theories that I've heard is that the sons of God is giving a title of kingship or majesty to an individual, and so it's talking about kings who were not following their rule, and so they went in and had intercourse with the. Anyway, there's that theory, and then there's also the theory of fallen angels having sex with women as well, right? Whichever theory you go with on that can be explained post-flood, because those things could still be happening post-flood. So Nephilim still could be existing post-flood. But if they were something that existed prior to the flood, prior to even the fallen angels, prior to all that stuff, I don't see how they could be existing after the flood, because all things.
But it says it. It does like it says it.
Let me ask you this: do you think that there were two Bigfoot that got on the ark?
Maybe. I wouldn't argue against.
I think there was dinosaurs on there.
I mean, I wouldn't say that there wasn't. I mean, I wasn't there. I can only say what the scriptures says.
I would think that
appreciate your consistency, but I don't think that happened.
I think baby.
Now there is a legend out there that whenever because I'm not the only one that again, this is not a hill that I would die on. That thinks that they could be no, it's not. That
you're a Bigfoot Baptist, of course it is. That's one of your founding denominational statements.
I'm not the one, but there's a theory out there that whenever the earth flooded, that they hid under, like in the mountains under the caves, and it's kind of like you can take a bow and put it underwater, and or like I can take let's say I can take a cigar and I can put a bow over my hand and put my hand in water and come back out, and that cigar will still be lit.
So, but the issue I have with that theory, though, is that means something escaped the wrath of God in that day, and I don't think that the only way to escape
it says and after.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I just don't see how that could be possible if they.
I'm not saying that I agree with that. That I'm just telling you what other people are saying. So again, it being a Nephilim is not a hill I would die on. But if I had to go to the Bible and say, well, this could be this, I would argue for Nephilim.
Okay.
It wouldn't be something I'd die on. Just like if I had to, like if I was to talk about aliens and what could aliens be, is it mentioned in scripture? It could be the sons of renown.
Is Bigfoot somebody that you can evangelize to?
Well, he's a Mormon, of course.
Well,
no, I wouldn't evangelize to my dog.
Okay, that's fair enough. I just wanted to make sure that you weren't saying that they were like a human creature.
I think they're animals. I think it's an animal. It's an animal that walks on two legs.
Hey, send me that book.
That's intelligent enough to avoid detection for years upon years upon years.
Absolutely.
Hey, Braden, send me after this. Send me that the link to that book about Bigfoot.
It's the Miracle of Forgiveness by Spencer Kimball.
Now, I know we are a theology podcast, but we're getting more hits off of this one thing than we have any of our theology podcasts. I'm not sure if it's a slide on us or a slide on those that are listening.
No, because people believe in Bigfoot.
Well, I mean, they should. I think every Christian should, because of the evidence of 2 or 3 witnesses. Like you cannot say you hold to the evidence of 2 or 3 witnesses and deny that people are seeing something big and hairy in the woods.
But the issue that I have with that, though, too, is that's how Mormons justify the Book of Mormon. They say, look at the witness. Have you ever, so seriously, for both of you guys, have you guys ever read the first page of the Book of Mormon that they hand out? It's a signed document from the first people that say that we saw the Book of Mormon in the golden plates. We touched them. They're true. And I'm saying I still believe in the premise of 2 or 3 witnesses. I'm just saying those guys were lying, and they changed their story later on.
Of course. So I went to a Mormon church for a long time. When I first spoke with you, I told you that I'd go to my Baptist church. When it was over, I'd go to the Mormon church. So I know all about it.
Question right here.
Hold on. I'm sorry. Let me answer this one. So So I would say that 2 or 3 people can conspire together and lie.
Yeah.
All right. And bear witness. But we're talking thousands of people documented from the. I mean, if you go back to the times before America, I mean, before the Mayflower and stuff like that, when it was the lands of Indians. So they would. Okay, so I don't know if y'all know. There's a famous Viking. I can't think of his name, but there's a Viking too that has a testimony about seeing one. Yeah, well, that wasn't Ragnar, but it's
Ragnar.
I have too much information going through my brain during the day that it pushes out other information, right? I know y'all have the same thing, but the point is, the testimony isn't just since the 60s. Like it's been hundreds and hundreds of years that people have claimed to see something very big, ape-like, man-like, walk this earth. The noise that they make is the same. The hitting stuff with wood, throwing rocks, it's all the same. And we're talking thousands of people that haven't conspired together, haven't gotten into a room together and say, this is what we're going to say it looks like. This is what we're going to say it sounds like. This is what we're going to say it does.
Right. But okay, so that's what leads me into thinking that it's demonic. So follow me on this, right? Because there's thousands of people that have seen UFOs that have never talked to each other, that have never conspired together to say such a thing, right? And so my thinking on it is that if that has been the case, so I'm saying when I'm talking about Bigfoot, UFOs, aliens, all those type of things, I'm not saying that is of the physical creation, not I'm saying I think that more goes in the demonic spiritual creation of God. That these are things that are trying to take away people's focus on God, trying to take people's focus away from the cross. And so that's why, like Hap said, there's cults that go after Bigfoot, right? Like that's a very prominent thing in culture today, is believing in that. And that's where I'm saying, like, I don't think it's a physical creation. It's not something that we can go out and trap. It's not something that we can go out and grab onto. I think it's demonic in nature.
Do you think it's more, so when I hear, when I think of demonic, I think of spirit.
Yeah.
And spirits don't have flesh. And so they are, but no. What I'm asking is, so do you think these are like, like how people see apparitions? They see ghosts.
To a certain extent,
no way.
No. I meant, I'm just asking. Do you think
but there's examples of angels being seen physically in the Bible several times, right? And
Absolutely.
So what is the issue with saying that a demonic entity that's a fallen angel, some kind of follower of Satan, is not able to manifest himself in a physical adaptation that leaves behind evidence like feet or anything along those lines, footprints, all those kind of things? I'm saying that that's possible. I'm saying, though, I'm very skeptical most of the time, just like I am with a lot of UFO things. But I don't know if I should even share this story. So like I had a really weird encounter when I was LDS a long time ago. And I look back at it now and I see that it was demonic in nature, because I was literally praying nonstop to the false god of Mormonism, saying, I want to have a revelation or an interaction like Joseph Smith did in his bedroom, right? Like I want that. I desperately want it. And I know that this is something that Mormons crave all the time. I know several Mormons that do the exact same thing that I was doing. And I had a very strange thing happen to me one night. I won't get into details about it, but I look back at that now and I say, that was demonic. Even though I saw something that was there in front of me, that was demonic. I've only told Emily about this. So I'm about to say it.
We're all best friends.
So it was one night in the middle of the night.
You can pick your friends. You can pick your nose, but you cannot wipe your friends on your sleeve.
Jeff, I'm going to call you out. If I tell this story, you got to give us a Bigfoot howl.
No, my son.
Okay, well then that's it. Can't do it. Can't tell you the story then.
So everyone who is commenting, there's no way that we can read everything. So please.
No, but here's a good question right here. Somebody asked. All right. And I think this is really good.
This is a good one.
it says they said. Let me back up. Was Bigfoot a clean or unclean animal in Leviticus?
Again, you're asking questions that the Bible doesn't give answers for.
And does Bigfoot meat? What does Bigfoot meat taste like? Tom Shepard said chicken.
Everything tastes like chicken.
Everything tastes.
I wonder what he would taste like if he was a physical animal. I'm not saying he is, but if he
Yes.
was, what would
Do
he
not
taste
tell
like?
me you hold to the evidence of 2 or 3 witnesses.
Oh my! We're gonna go back to that one.
Yes, dude, that is my linchpin. Okay.
It's like what if they taste better than pig, and that's why they're not around?
Well, again, I also think that I think they're nocturnal. I think they're only out for a couple hours a day, and I think they also can climb trees. So a lot of times when people are out in the woods looking for them, I think they're hiding in trees. So there's
That's
this.
what I think. I think the same thing.
Yeah, so there's this Joe Rogan episode, and it has this guy on there, and I don't know all the details. Like I don't know the name of this guy or whatever, but I watched the episode or a clip, and this guy was in the jungle living with a lost tribe, right? Some kind of a lost tribe that a lot of people don't know about, and he was talking about they were running on the ground, they were running like on trees, like rocks. And I'm talking about like trees that have fallen, right? And they're just running on them like it's nothing. And then him and his cameraman, they're kind of like trying to walk and behind them, and they're falling and they're tripping. And he says there's no way that they could keep up with with this tribe, and they're running barefoot. And then he showed a picture of their feet, and their feet were like that, like their toes were spread out like that.
The tribe of humans' feet were like that.
Yeah.
Bigger than this though.
Well, that was a baby feet, a baby foot.
Little baby.
Yeah. But the point that I'm trying to make is that they would use their, like their toes are spread out, so they were able to climb trees. Like they could just, run up a tree because their toes have like deformed. Like when the baby's born, it doesn't have feet like that. But just running around and climbing, doing everything barefoot, their feet kind of get disformed. And whenever you're looking at these tracks of these Bigfoot, their toes do that. I mean, their toes, like if I took a picture of my foot and showed it, back when I was roofing, and how like my foot is like Crayola white, and then my leg is like, brown, right? If you pay attention, my toes are like together, like there's no separation. Like
you put this in the fridge.
A lot of people have control over their toes. Like my dad used to be able to like pick up stuff with them. Like mine don't. Like I might be able to separate them, like just a little bit, right? Like there's no separation. I always have something on my feet. I don't walk around barefoot at all. Like right now, I got my slides on. When I'm, boom, baby, I got my slides on. There's always something on my feet. I got some tender feet. Like if someone spills salt on the floor, I can walk over it. Like,
no.
But I'm just saying, like these big feet. I mean, the Bigfoot. The reason why the imprints that they make into the ground, right? I'm talking about when they step into a mud puddle, like it's deep. It's deep. Because their weight is like 600 to 800 pounds. All right. If I was to take these slides right here and nail them to a piece of plywood that looked like Bigfoot feet, I couldn't make an imprint like that, nor would my toes separate over mud. And so there's just no way to fake what's going on. There is no way. And it's on the evidence of 2 or 3 people. I see your hand. Are
you going to get to me? All right.
I feel like a Pentecostal pastor. I see that hand.
I see the hand.
I'm a Bigfoot Baptist now. I just wanted to let you know I gave my heart over to Bigfoot.
Yeah. I'm just saying, like,
Bigfoot.
There's no way. The reason why their feet are the way that they are, like whenever they do walk, their toes spread out. And then the next step the toe could be angled different because of the shape of the mud that pushes in between their toes.
So did we have those? Okay, so you're talking about like cast pictures, things today, right?
Yes.
Were those the same type of cast that we were getting 30 years ago on these types?
Yes. Yes.
I don't think so. I don't think so though. Like
now here's the only difference is the material, whatever you want to call it, that they're making the cast with. So that has changed over the years, but and the shape of the toes have changed, but the fact that they're big giant feet.
Okay, I got 2 questions. Okay, one is a challenge. The first one is a legitimate question. Okay, so the first question is, if you have a group of Bigfoots, is it Bigfoots or is it big feet? Is it plural and big feet, or is it Bigfoots with an S at the end?
I think then I would say a group of Sasquatches.
No, we already discussed this. It's Sasquatch.
No,
wait, what did you say, Haps?
No, he says sand squish. He says sand squish. It almost sounds like
we already discussed that. So no. Okay, and then my second one is you need to make a Facebook poll, and I'm challenging you. You should make a Facebook poll, and you should say, is Bigfoot by nature creation or by nature demonic? And
it's
say
creation.
demonic.
I'm gonna start a page calling Christians. I'm starting a page calling it Christians.
Pull out there today, hot on this.
See, I did not know.
You're not getting an invite, Braden.
Yeah, I did not know that Jeff was such a Bigfoot podiatrist. You know, he knows a lot about their feet.
Yeah,
I'm highly impressed. And
we should have Dr. Schultz on here with his feet.
Man, we need Dr. Schultz on here, dude. He's got it. We should have brought him on.
Y'all got jokes.
What?
So y'all got jokes.
That's what we do.
Kind of like Bigfoot.
Yeah. So we have a non-enthusiast, an enthusiast, and a flip-flopper.
I'm not a flip-flopper. I think they're like monkeys. I think they're monkeys that throw poop.
So you think you think they're creation apps? Is that right?
Yeah. I
think they're creation.
It could be creation, or it could be.
And I think demons are creation too. So I guess what I'm trying to do is differentiate.
Let me just say it like this. Also, in the witness, when people have seen them up close, there is a smell that that's so bad they cannot describe.
Mm-hmm.
All right, a smell that they cannot. I mean, they say it's worse than a wet dog. Like it's just it hurts your nose to smell what they smell like. And so like if an angel or a demon or something was to appear, I wouldn't say, man, I wish they would have wore deodorant, right? Like, I don't think that's something that I would say. Or, man, they need to take a bath. Like, you're talking about something that's living out in the woods. So I have a dog named Tulip, Calvinist Tulip.
I can't name my son.
And Tulip is an inside-outside dog, right? So we have a big backyard, so she's always wanting to go outside. And let me tell you something. There's times when that dog can stink, right? She's been running around, it's hot outside, and sweating, and the dog can stink. This Bigfoot would make my dog smell good compared to the testimony that's being given about the smell. And so let's just lay out the evidence. People are seeing something anywhere from 7 to 9 feet tall, weighing anywhere from 4 to 6, 700 pounds, right? They have cast of feet anywhere between 15 to 18 inches long and like 5 to 6 inches wide, way bigger than any man. They're hearing sounds, and the sound is the same sound all over the world. That rocks the size of footballs are being thrown, further than a man can throw them. And there's always tree knocking, and they stink. It's the same testimony.
And there's also evidence. There's also evidence. If I remember correctly, the Tibetan monks up in the Himalayas, they had actually the skull with the partial of the skull with the red hair still on it. No, I'm dead serious. Go look it up.
I haven't seen that.
Oh man, dude, let me tell you, dude. I did a lot of drugs and I was all into this stuff, like big time. But and
demonic things. Thank you.
But no. It's Tibetan monks. But
Hold on, let me say something to Jacob real quick. Jacob's a good friend of mine. We go back and forth sometimes, but he's a dear brother. So a silverback gorilla has the strength of 10 men, they say, right? So let's say that, because I am an enthusiast, so I believe they exist, but I'll be willing to bet that if you put a Bigfoot and a silverback in the same room and only one of them are going to walk out, that Bigfoot would rip that silverback into pieces.
ooh,
all right.
Man.
Do you really think that? Let me tell you something. If you were around one, you would be in so much fear, probably like me. I'd poop. I want to see one really bad. I don't really want to poop myself, but that's probably what would happen. You know what I'm saying? If it took place,
you would be so giddy. You'd want to go up and get an autograph. Don't lie. You would poop yourself. You'd be like, "Sir, can I get an autograph?"
Yeah,
dude, I did the same thing. I'd break out my phone,
have it to sign it. Now,
it's not my baby.
Now I come from a street background, okay, like gang violence, street background. I've had 2 drive-bys pulled on me. I've had a gun put to my head. I took the gun away, beat the guy up. Like I've had a background that most people have not had, right? And so I am not scared of a man. Like I am not scared of a man. But I would probably be shaking with everything in me. There would be more than a burning in my bosom, right? There'd be poop in my pants. If one of these things were to stand up in front of me, and there's no way that I'd be able to catch them.
Dude,
if you pulled out a gun, it'd take the gun away from me and beat you to death.
Dude, if I saw an 8-9 foot hairy Mormon,
there is a video. Sorry.
I'd lose it. I'd crap myself. That's just me.
Okay. If you had the opportunity to meet John Calvin or any other great reformer, that
John Calvin would drown me. Okay, let's
no. Okay, I'm not going there. Yes, that is true. That is true. I'm not
kill me
just because of the baptism view. He would do that.
The best of men are men at best, right?
But regardless of that, would you rather meet somebody that is Nehemiah Cox, right? Whoever it is, you should name the person that you want to meet. Would you rather meet that person or Bigfoot?
Well, I would say Bigfoot because I'll meet Nehemiah Cox in heaven.
Yeah. I'd love to see Bigfoot. Hey, dude, look, hey, it's just like if I don't think I'd really be scared because I'm like one of those guys that just, like if I saw Bigfoot, I'd break out my phone and go, oh, the same way if I saw a midget. If I saw a midget, I'd break out my phone and go, oh, smile, hey.
Dude, you'd be so freaking terrified. You'd be pooping your pants.
Man, dude, if anything happens to me, I'm going to heaven, homie.
Listen, if you were in if you were in a jungle and all of a sudden a lion came up, would you be grabbing your phone or running up a tree?
First off, I want to go to a jungle. Irene wanted me to go to China. I was like, I don't want to go to China. So let's go to Korea. I don't want to go to Korea. What?
You're flip-flopping again.
I'm not flip-flopping. I'm not flip-flopping. What I'm saying is I'd love to see one, I believe they're real, but I don't.
I believe I know how to actually see one.
A Bigfoot?
Yes. So here would be
you go out into the woods and you start doing seances by making hollers and hoots and inviting demonic possession to come on in.
You're an idiot.
I know how to see one too.
Now this is how I would do it. Right now, it's never going to happen because my wife won't let me. But if I was able to, right, I would go out there because like when you watch these videos, you got like a group of 15 people, a camera crew. They're going out there. They're making all kind of noises. You see what I'm saying? Like, I think you need to go into the woods wherever it is that they are, or those sightings. Go into the woods and become the woods. Have you ever seen that movie? It's got The Hunted.
The Hunted or Haunted?
No, The Hunted. It's called The Hunted.
Like the Haunted.
No, it's called The Hunted. Anyways. Listen to me. Listen to me. I'm not done. Okay. So go into the woods and actually become a part, like let the smell of the woods become a part of you because you're a human. To them, you stink, into us, they stink, right? They're going to smell you, you're going to smell them. You need to rid yourself of your humanity smell, right? find a place, set up, have camera on your head with like a push button thing right here, right? So I mean, I can be pooping myself and do this, right?
I know,
and
but if
just
they're up in
find
the
some
trees,
place and stay right there.
but if
You
they're
don't
up in
think
the
you- what about
trees, they
shooting
can
one?
see
Would
you.
you shoot one?
No,
Would you kill one?
Heck no.
Yeah, I would.
Bro,
I would. I'd eat them.
Heck no.
I'd have me a
Dude.
Bigfoot burger.
Dude, I tell
Bigfoot
you this.
steak.
If I had a picture of one and I knew for sure that if I showed this picture, this evidence, that our government would go in there and next thing you know, put them in a zoo, I wouldn't show the picture.
Why? We're supposed to take dominion
Yeah.
over them.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Jeff,
Got to subdue that,
No.
homie.
Jeff,
If I had 100% proof, but I knew for sure our government would put them in the zoo, I wouldn't.
Got to get their DNA, create more, make a little Bigfoot army. That'd be awesome. I bet you that's what China's doing. They caught him. They're making a Bigfoot army. It's all in Revelation, dude.
Yeah. I hear you.
Hogan, hey,
Anyways, I think I've proved my point. I think I proved that Braden is a nut job.
did you
And-
just self-proclaim that you proved your point and that you?
That I won this debate.
He just
And
made
that
a truth
and that
claim.
Haps,
No,
who started
you're gonna
out
get
on
off
my
this-
side, ended up flip-flopping.
You need to start a Facebook poll right as soon as we get off this live thing.
I don't
and
need a
ask,
Facebook poll. I'm starting a
demonic
Facebook group,
or-
Christians for Bigfoot,
No,
and you're not
You're just-
invited.
you're
You're
just
not. You're not invited. I'm invited.
Let me. I can't.
House isn't invited. House, you're on my side. You flip flop, bro.
No,
You're on my
no.
side.
To be honest, I don't care about Bigfoot. If
Really?
I saw him, I'd want to be. I mean, I like watching the stuff and everything like that, but I think it's just some animal. Maybe somebody taught him to talk or something like that. Who knows?
I don't think it
You
can
know?
talk. I think they're like the whales and they can communicate with one another. Like I wouldn't.
Yeah, like monkeys. You know, monkeys, they throw poop at each other, bang on rocks.
Yeah, but I do think if you put one of those and a silverback in the room, that it's going to rip the silverback to pieces. Because I think that this thing has way more strength than the strength of 10 men.
I know, but if you stop and think about it, so my you know, like when we were having, you know, I'm being real right now. When we were having our discussion on Sunday, when you just came alive, when Bigfoot was brought up, Jeff, and we had our discussion and everything, and I was like, I don't understand why people don't look up in the trees. But then I started thinking, you don't see silverback gorillas in their mass climbing trees. You see the smaller primates because of their weight and everything, you know. So I don't think I would think they'd be like ground burrowers, you know, almost like bears that go into the ground and hibernate. So I think they're more like animals.
Well, I heard someone give a testimony that they saw actually three, a male, a female, and a
How
child.
did they know that was a male, a female, and a child? Time out.
Because there was a small one. There was a small one that was childlike. Listen, are you gonna let me tell the story?
They're small.
I want one. I want a baby little chinchilla or whatever they're
Listen,
called.
Right
listen,
there,
those
that
who
tells
are
me I'm
listening,
skeptical.
give us
You're
a
saying one's a
like,
female
a
and
bunch
one's a
of
male
likes if
and
you
one's
want
a
to hear the
child.
story that I was going to tell. I mean, come on now, this is
Flag,
ridiculous.
flag. Continue on with your story. I'm just going to do this in the background. Flag.
We should have never got off the topic of Mormon Bigfoot because that's where the story is right there.
No, keep on going. Keep on going. This person was able to see the anatomy of a male Bigfoot, an anatomy of a female Bigfoot, and a prepubescent.
Yeah, because the females have
child is.
boobs.
Oh my gosh!
So, I'm just saying.
How do you know they're not like worms? They're asexual. They just have sex with themselves
And
produce.
some guys have man boobs. I'm just gonna say it.
I'm
How
getting
can you
tired
say
of
it?
the flip flopper. Pick a side. Pick a side. All right. Anyways, he saw them climbing a rock wall, and he said that what would take us hours or maybe even a day to climb, they climbed it in a matter of 30 minutes.
Mm.
And he didn't have any time to get a video or a picture.
No. This was a long time ago before we had the technology that we have now.
Mm.
So this is an old video. What does it say?
Braden, if Braden would have saw one of those, he'd have them in his sights
I
He'd be
know.
turning
I
the
was
sight.
shocked.
Dude, that
He'd be-
thing would take
got
your
me
gun
laughing.
away. That thing would take your gun away from them baby hands and beat you with it.
No, you know what would have happened is none of the
It'd be a
bullets would have
headshot.
actually even touched it because it's a demonic possession entity, and it would
Braden's
have
a
right
bear
through and hit the
killer.
rock, and I would have been like, "What the heck?"
Braden's
And
a
then-
bear killer, and he took the bear carcass. He cooked its head. Remember, we saw it all on Facebook. And then he took the skin, the bear rug skin, and he wore it as a cape, and he drove around town with it. I thought it was awesome. I think
Look,
he
he
could
was
do the
trying
same
to be
thing
There's a
Bigfoot.
Bigfoot
with
out there.
Bigfoot.
I'd kill it, and I'd ride around on my motorcycle with its skin. Let me just be straight honest with you. If
That's
it's a
why
crazy-
you're not going to go with me when I go looking.
Oh my gosh!
Ladies and gentlemen, look, for those who are listening or those who are watching the future, if you know of a way that I can get on one of these group going,
Please don't feed into this, guys.
whatever it is that they do, where they go looking for Bigfoot. If you know of a way that I can get on one of those teams, please reach out to me, please, because I actually tried to look it up online. I couldn't find anything. I kept finding Bigfoot theme parks.
You're messing with demons. You're messing with demons.
You know what? You know who would be the first to join? Probably James White.
I doubt it.
James
Well,
White.
I don't know.
I bet you he believes in Bigfoot. You know Andrew Rappaport does.
Well, I mean, I think all Christians should.
But he's a dispensational premillennial that also believes
If you
in
hold to the
some
witness,
crazy
if
stuff.
you hold to the testimony of 2 or 3 witnesses, you have to believe that something is out there. Like, I just don't want to hear about it.
I
Like,
hope you can feel my eye rolls through the camera at you right now.
well, your
I
hat's
hope
kind of
you know
blocking
that.
eyes.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
All I know is I want one. I want a Bigfoot.
Well, look,
you know.
if
That'd
I'm
be
gonna go Bigfoot hunting, Jeff, you are invited because I want you to see when I shoot it. It don't bleed because it's a demon.
Brayden, remember I told you I've trained in fighting for over 20 years, and if I saw you pulling a gun out on the Bigfoot, I'd jack you up, son.
Oh.
I'd get one round off.
What's
Get
this?
one round off.
Bigfoot over brother. Wow.
I would judo throw him so fast.
Bigfoot over brother. We see where your priorities
Oh
are.
man.
I would judo throw you so fast.
So look,
son.
we got a couple options tonight. We can either end the podcast here and do another topic on this again in the future, or we can hear a Bigfoot howl from Jeff, and I can tell my Mormon story of seeing something crazy. We got those two options.
I'm not howling. I say we end it now. I gotta finish my
His
sermon.
wife would judo throw him if he did that right now.
Yeah, my wife, and she's
Well, I want to
very
see it.
weak.
She's gangster.
All right,
Okay,
so-
how about this? The next podcast we do Bigfoot 2.0. You do a howl. I'll tell my Mormon story.
dude? I'd have to practice, and I don't have.
Okay,
time
you
to
got a
practice.
week.
You
No,
got
gotta-
time to practice, Jeff.
gotta-
Come on.
No,
Look.
we're gonna end Bigfoot here and not bring them back up again.
Oh.
Maybe in passing.
No
okay?
more
Maybe in passing.
Nephilim.
Well,
Look.
it is what it is.
We got how many comments on Facebook right now? This needs to continue. We have 111 comments. We are doing
Dude,
another
I'm
one.
starting a group. Okay, there's gonna be comments, but you're just not gonna be in it.
Oh,
And if someone
No,
gets in there and they start flip
Confirmation
flopping
bias.
like hats, you're getting blocked. Okay.
1689 Bigfoot Club. Bigfoot game.
out.
Now I want
I'm
to
in.
welcome the SBs and the assemblies and the
confirmation bias.
loopers. Yeah, all of them. So
You got a Bigfoot demon. We're gonna cast you out. You know,
I'm thankful we were able to create another denomination, Bigfoot Baptist.
Bigfoot Baptist.
That is quite an accomplishment.
Semper
Uh,
Reformanda, always
we-
reforming.
Yeah,
oh
we
my gosh.
can't have them stay
Luther,
a
Calvin, Knox, everyone's rolling over in their grave right now. I'm telling you.
Yeah. Wow.
All right, I gotta go.
because
My
of
wife's
you.
gonna kill me.
All right. Well, we're gonna shut this down. Thanks everyone for checking us out, and please check us out when we're talking theology too. Hallelujah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I need to mention. So I was supposed to have a debate coming up in September the 16th dealing with Calvinism. Turns out that the guy is not going to be able to debate me that night, and so right now, Leighton Flowers is a prospect. So I think him and I might debate concerning regeneration. I'm also wanting to have a debate with a Presbyterian on the issue of baptism, but I don't want to have one with just any Presbyterian. So I want to have one with someone who is well known, meaning that people are going to watch the video. So if you know a Presbyterian who is well known, who wants to have a debate, please reach out to me so we can make it happen. With that said,
and hold on. And remember, we have the Open Air Theology Conference coming up in February. Yeah. You need to get your tickets. And Bigfoot, if you're out there,
come.
We want you to come. We want you to come, Bigfoot, because we want you to get the real gospel.
Yeah, so also concerning the conference, the pre-conference will be on the dangers of full preterism. The conference is going to be on Calvinism. It's going to be called Why Calvinism. And we also are filming a documentary on why Calvinism. So it's going to be a lot going on in February. You want to come hang out with us? We're going to be renting out a cigar shop, and we're going to be kicking it. And we're going to rent out, so Thursday night we'll rent out a cigar shop. Friday night we're probably going to rent out a restaurant, and we're going to it'll have a stage. We're going to be doing some psalms and hymns and beer. It's going to be awesome. So I probably shouldn't have said that. Some people aren't as reformed as we are, and they might get kicked out of the church. So it is what it is.
All
right. Do y'all want to say anything before we leave?
God bless. Don't go in the woods seeking demons.
Glorify God and enjoy him forever.
All right. Hallelujah. Holla back.